My name is Justin Lepley, and my presentation today is over the reasons for attacks on art throughout history. So as we covered in the beginning of the class this semester, we learned about how a lot of different tribes and different civilizations throughout history, whenever one would come into power, they would destroy the art, the architecture, and the history of those that came before them. To make themselves look better, and also to kind of erase the record that the people before them, or their competition, if you will, ever existed. But even more in modern history, we've seen this happen a lot. In the early 20th century, the Nazis did this to the Jewish heritage, destroying architecture, art, pretty much everything that kind of defined the people. And they would take this into any new territory that they would conquer. In 2001, if anyone remembers, the Taliban destroyed the 1,500-year-old giant Buddha statues. And then most recently, and the reason I kind of decided to do this for the presentation, is just this year ISIS has been destroying a lot of different art and things that define throughout history from people of that era or area. So to start with, we'll look at the definition of art again, which is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting, sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. But as we discovered over the course of the class, art creates a lasting record not only for the artist itself, but for society over the beliefs, the values, and thoughts of that time. So why do we see this occurring over such a great period of time and continuing even to today? It always starts with fear of the people, of the aggressor is always fearful of the people that they're taking over, that they're going to come back, that their legacy is going to be greater than their own. They hate them, and so they try to destroy basically who they are. I found this really good quote by William Weber, who's from the UK Art Loss Register. And he said, if you're going to eradicate someone's identity, the best way is to eradicate their art, because that's really the essence of who they are. So what is the real loss? Of course, regionally today and throughout history, when you would destroy these artifacts and art and things like that, you're really destroying the record of who the people were. Today, we're lucky to have a lot of this stuff documented and models and things of it, but especially throughout history, they didn't have those luxuries. So when you destroyed the original thing, it was basically just gone forever. So the historical records, the priceless artifacts themselves obviously can't be replaced. And then for the people who are being discriminated against, their culture and their sense of identity is actually kind of being taken from them. This quote by Thomas Campbell, who's actually from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, he's their president, said, "This mindful attack on great art, on history, and on human understanding constitutes a tragic assault not only on the Mosul Museum, but on our universal commitment to use art to unite people and promote human understanding." And that was talking about the most recent attacks by ISIS, and I thought it really kind of spoke to the same idea. Again, like I said, the benefits of modern time is that we do have extensive documentation of a lot of these artifacts. So even as they're being destroyed, there's research that's been done, we have photographs and replications, a lot of them. So even though the original work is tragically lost, we can still help preserve the integrity of the message that was demonstrated by that artwork. And then even though the original works aren't around as they're being destroyed, we still have this, that essence, and can be preserved for future study and for future generations. And then also now we have a lot of online databases and things like that. So instead of being regionally limited to where you were at, and like in the last presentation, how Da Vinci had to go around to study different things, today we can learn from things from all over. So what can we do to stop perpetuating the cycle? Even just as individuals, educating ourselves and educating others. If you hear people say things that are just discriminatory and blatantly not true, if you speak up, and then staying current on events and what's happening around the world. If you learn the most about the cultures they're trying to destroy, it basically defeats their purpose.